Well, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl, Color Me Bad Lynn, back to share some absolutely gorgeous, or should I say sexy, date night and bedtime fragrances. I said I was going to come on and share 5 sexy date night fragrances for fall. And then I start pulling fragrances and I go, I got more than 5. So we're going to make this part 1 of sexy date night fragrances. If this is your very first time ever meeting me, greetings and salutations. Glad to meet you. I am Color Me Bad Lynn. At least that is what I go by over here on YouTube and also Instagram. So hope to meet you over on Instagram. My Instagram tag is at colormebad_Lynn. We'll see you over on Instagram. Just to give you a brief scenario about what we do over here in Color Me Bad Nation, we talk mainly about the fragrances that are in my collection, those that are on my wish list. We may get into the fragrances that are in your collection and your wish list if you care to share. We talk about all things beauty, anything cute, anything pretty, anything beautiful. We are going to talk about it from the inside out. You name it, we're going to tap into it. We'll talk about love, relationships, romance, a little bit about dating, family issues, and faith, most importantly. So if you're interested in any of those topics, if you have any questions for Dear Color Me, my email is inside of my YouTube account, my YouTube channel. They both go to the same place. Ask away. Yeah. So you probably asking yourself, well, girl, where you about to go? Where you finna to go? Coming on here talking to us about some sexy date nights fragrances. But I can't tell you where I'm about to go because it's none of ya. But what I can share with you is some absolutely sexy fragrances that if you don't have them in your collection, you're going to want to add them and you're going to want to wear them on your next date night. So let's get started. The first fragrance that I want to share with you guys is a fragrance that I didn't think I was going to like. I'm still kind of on the fence about whether I love this scent. But every time I spray this on, I fall more and more in love with it. And I got this fragrance, I think like during Mother's Day or something like that, probably around that time of the year. And so it wasn't something that really tickled my fancy. But I love cacao and I love fragrances that dry down powdery. But I've always thought to myself, if I want to smell just like cocoa butter, I'll just put cocoa butter on. But I have really grown to strongly like this fragrance. And I think it's an absolutely gorgeous fragrance for sexy date night and or a bedtime fragrance. And it is Ellish by Billie Ellish. And I'll bring it in a little bit closer. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this fragrance and you have seen this bottle, especially if you love fragrances and you collect bottles. You know all about this one. Even if you don't like it, you probably have it in your collection just because it is so beautiful, right? I absolutely adore this fragrance. I'm not in love with it, but every time I wear this, and I'm sure you have fragrances like this in your collection, you just start to say, you know what, I am glad I did not get rid of this thing. It's good. I think it depends on what you've eaten, your mood, how you feeling, how you're dressed. And for me, this is something that I've sprayed on at bedtime. I like it more at bedtime. It's more of a cozy, sensuous scent, more so than like a daytime work scent. I've tried to wear this for a work scent and it just didn't work for me as far as me enjoying it. I need something really powerful and really potent as a work scent, and this is more on the softer, sensuous side. So let's chat it up a little bit about what's in this fragrance if you don't already have this one, and all that good stuff. Again, this is Ellish. And it's Billie Ellish. For women, of course, anyone who wants to wear this fragrance absolutely can. I can definitely smell a gentleman rocking this, most definitely. It really is not gender specific at all. It's that good. It's so good. It's creamy. If you love vanilla, if you like a little bit of a sweet scent, warm, spicy, if you love cacao, which I love, cacao, which is similar to a note that would smell like a probably like a hot chocolatey type of a note, cocoa buttery scent. It also has amber. I love a good amber fragrance, and it dries down powdery. Now, I don't get so much of the powdery note in this, but I do get all of the other notes that pop up through my skin, and I really love that. It is really hard for vanilla to shine through for me in fragrances, and so when I find one that rocks steady for me, I really take a liking to it, even if it's not one of my favorite fragrances. And I get vanilla in this every time I spray it out, and I'm like, oh, you want to give me a little bit, huh? Ellish by Billie Eilish is an amber vanilla fragrance for women, of course. This is a new fragrance. You do know that there's a newer fragrance of Ellish. It's a unisex fragrance. It comes in an all black bottle. I haven't smelled it yet, so if anybody out there has it in their collection, it just came out this year, share that with me in the notes. I'm really interested to find out what you think about it. I wasn't so impressed with this one where I had to run out and try to get the unisex version, but I'm sure it smells really good. So if you have it, share it with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Again, this is a new fragrance. It is called Ellish. It was launched in 2021. The nose behind this fragrance is Steve DeMarcado. You will hear that name quite often when I mention some of my favorite fragrances, because he is the nose behind a lot of fragrances that I absolutely love in my collection. Your top notes of this fragrance are sugar, red berries, and mandarin orange. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I love citrus. I love juicy mandarin oranges. I love pomelo. I love anything that's sweet and juicy. I love the note of blood orange. Anything that's juicy, sweet, and orange, I love. Your middle notes are vanilla, or what I love to call your heart notes. You get vanilla, you get cacao and spicy notes, and you get a little touch of rose. And for me, the rose shines through, you guys, which I really enjoy. I don't know if you've seen any of my other recordings, but if you haven't, have fun. I love rose. I love the notes of rose and oud, and this has a touch of rose in it, and it actually pops through on my skin, which I really enjoy. Then in your base notes, that's what you're supposed to get after your fragrance dries down, after you've had it on for a few hours, depending on how long your fragrance actually lasts on your skin. You're going to get tonka bean. It's got a little bit of amber, musk, and woody notes. And most woody notes in fragrances are what a lot of people call oud nowadays. I'm not sure if there's an oud note in this fragrance. I don't pick that up through my skin, but I definitely get a little bit of the mandarin, definitely get the sugar notes. I get the cacao. I definitely get the vanilla, the tonka bean, and the amber in this fragrance that pops through. So definitely my first pick of part 1 of my sexy date night and bedtime fragrances. Again, Ellish by Billie Eilish. All right, next on the list, you guys, would be another sexy date night fragrance, or daytime or bedtime scent, perfect for fall, really any time of the year. But I found that this fragrance works beautifully when it's a little bit cooler outside. Not cold, but just a little bit cooler. But I love to wear my fragrances all times of the year. The next fragrance I want to share with you guys is Cigna Mysteriosa by Salvatore Ferragamo. Don't you just love this bottle? I love all of the bottles, all of the flankers that come in this particular line. But I don't know if you guys have ever heard me share that I love a black bottle. So like I have a whole collection of just nothing but black bottle fragrances. We'll come on and talk about them. This is so good. It's so sexy. So this is like, okay, so if you collect fragrances, this is date night in a bottle. Like, I cannot. It's sweet, it's sexy, it is dark, it's mysterious, it's light, but it lasts, longer than 6+ hours. It turns into something so seductive, so erotic. I don't know how this ended up in my collection, but when I tell you, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this was a blind buy. I really do. I liked the bottle. And I think that someone, one of my clients maybe years ago, gifted me like a bottle of this, not this particular flanker. But I think that it was another one of the flankers, like the one that comes in the bubblegum colored bottle. And I saw this somewhere, and I was like, well, I know if that one smells good, this one has got to, because I love noir fragrances. I love intense fragrances. So I'm the person that always wait for the intense version of fragrances to come out, or the nectar versions of fragrances to come out before I indulge. Because for me, they always end up working better for me. And this is it. So let's get into what's in it, you guys, before I keep going. You know, I will go on and on and on, and we would never get anywhere with this fragrance, will we? So this one is Cigna Mysteriosa Salvatore Ferragamo. It's a mouthful, isn't it? The main, of course, of this particular fragrance, it's vanilla. So there you are with more vanilla. It's fruity, it's sweet, it's lactonic, it's white floral. It also has patchouli in it. I love a good patchouli note in my fragrances. And then tuberose. So those are your main accords of the fragrance. It kind of gives you an idea for what you're working with as far as your accords are concerned in this particular fragrance. And I'm trying to get it to scroll down so I can kind of see what's in this one and when it was launched, so you guys can have kind of like an idea for what's in the fragrance. Again, Cigna Mysteriosa by Salvatore Ferragamo is an amber floral fragrance for women. Anyone who wants to wear this fragrance absolutely can. When I tell you, you in for a treat. This is one of those fragrances where, say for instance, you get a phone call and somebody say, meet me at such and such, and you got 30 minutes or you got 15 minutes, and you just need a quick shower or a quick wash up or whatever, quick change your clothes, and you just need something to spray down really, really quick that's going to smell amazing. This is one of those types of fragrances. It is delicious. It is an amber floral fragrance. You will hear me speak a lot about amber florals because I love them. Amber just works good for me. It was launched back in 2016, so this has been around for quite some time. It was created by Sophie Lab, Nicholas Bulau, and Juliet Karazulu. Your top notes of this is what you're normally supposed to get on your first blast out of a fragrance, and that is blackberry and neroli. If you don't know by now, I love fragrances with neroli in them. I have a couple that all they are is just neroli. Love neroli. And then you want to give me a little bit of juicy blackberry. Your middle notes, or what I love to call your heart notes, have tuberose in them, orange blossom, milk mousse. Don't do it to them. Black vanilla musk, black vanilla husk with an H, and patchouli. Absolutely divine, absolutely gorgeous. If you're looking for something sexy for that special event, for just a sexy date night, hanging out with your significant other, if you want to pump up the volume a little bit for your Netflix and chill night, you know what I always say, get you some. All right. Give it to me. Are we having fun yet? Yeah. All right. Next one on the list. This one was another shocker that I added to my collection. I think this was probably a blind buy for me also. Something that I had added to my collection. I don't know if I saw another content creator talking about this fragrance or what. It's all a blur. But I know that I already had the original of this fragrance, and I figure, how could it hurt? Because like I said, I love the intense version of fragrances more than I love the originals. I always love the rouge versions, and I always love the intense versions. So I wanted to add this to my collection. And when I tell you guys that if you love the original, you're gonna absolutely adore this one if you don't already have it in your collection. And that one is Club de Nuit Intense. Okay? Yeah. Do you remember how we met? You know that one day when you said hi and I said hi back? my God. So yes, this is really, really good, you guys. It is sexy. This fragrance lasts for about, I would definitely say 12 hours. This is good juice. This is one of those fragrances where if you spray it on your clothing, you're gonna smell this day in and day out, especially if you don't like dry clean your clothes or you don't launder them. You know how sometimes you wear blazers or jackets and you may not launder them right after you wear them. You're gonna smell this. It's beast mode. If you spray this like on your, if you have on like a wig or something or a hat or a scarf and you spray this on there, you are going to still smell this. Before I go into the notes of this fragrance, if you love Mademoiselle by Coco Chanel, a lot of people say the original of this smells, it's a dupe for Mademoiselle. They're right. I have loved Mademoiselle by Coco since I can remember, since it probably came out or whatever, or since I became aware of it like in the early 90s. I'm telling you right now, for a fraction of the cost, the bomb. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the original Club de Nuit lasts longer on me than the Mademoiselle from Chanel does, and it smells better on me, and that is an unbelievable situation. The only difference in the two, and I'll be honest, is with Coco, you can scrub down with Chanel on it. Like I said, it'll last for like a week. They just have those fragrances, the oils that's penetrate down into your pores, and it's over. Okay. Club de Nuit Intense by Armaf is a Chefra floral fragrance for women. Anybody that wants to wear this can. A gentleman could definitely rock this fragrance. They do have a men's version of this in all of the Club de Nuit fragrances. I also like the men's version. I got a little bit of a sample of it. I don't have it in my collection, but it does smell amazing. But I can absolutely smell a man rocking this. It's that good. Your top notes are what you're going to smell when you first spray this out. I haven't worn this in a while. It's so delicious. Like, this is ridiculous, you guys. It has rose in it. It has saffron, geranium in the top notes. I love rose, and so rose for me is just everything. I have a lot of fragrances in my collection that have rose in them. If you don't like rose, you're probably gonna just tune out every time I start talking about it. But I love a fragrance with the rose note in them. It just is just like the ultimate sexy to me. Okay. Your middle notes of this fragrance are nutmeg, perfect for holiday season, perfect for cooler weather. I wear this all year round, but during this time of year, and if it's chilly and rainy, help yourself. Nutmeg, pepper, it has violet in it, it has caraway in it. Your base notes are patchouli. I love a patchouli note in my fragrances for men and women. It has vanilla in it. So far we've got vanilla in all three of our fragrances that we've shared so far today. Agarwood, which is oud. You hear me talk a lot about oud because I love oud and I love rose. So you got rose, you got some rose, and you got oud. You got oud and rose and amber. So you're going to notice again a lot of the similar notes in fragrances that I love, especially during this time of the year. This is so, I already have something on this evening, but why not? I haven't worn this in a while. It is just a beautiful fragrance. Like, I'm gonna still smell this in the morning. It smells so good. It's just unbelievable. I don't have anything in my collection quite like this. I don't know what they were thinking, if they were thinking at all, what they had for breakfast, lunch, and dinner before they created this, or what they're copying this off of. But I'm telling you, this is such a beautiful fragrance. I'm not big on worried about whether something is a dupe for something or not. This is gorgeous. This is, again, Club de Nuit Intense by Armaf. If you want something sexy and sensuous and borderline diabolical for your next date night, get you some. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I always save the best for last, or my favorite for last. Well, this one is a toss-up, and this is what's making me have to do a part 2 and possibly a part 3 of sexy date night and bedtime fragrances for the fall because I just could not. But these last three that I'm going to share with you guys there's no winner here. There is no winner in any of these that I'm sharing with you. They are just some sexy fragrances. You cannot go wrong or lose with any of them. I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker with these. I only had 2 left, but then I could not do a video without talking about one of these fragrances. I'm not going to go over the notes in this. I talk about this fragrance on almost every sexy video I talk about. Whenever I talk about sexy date night, sexy fragrances, one of my favorite fragrances. If you ask me what are my favorite fragrances or what's my favorite perfume, I got about 5 or 10 of them, and the list keeps growing. This will always be on your girl's list, and I'm just going to share it real quick because I was going to leave it for last. But Hypnotic Poison by Christian Dior. I'm telling you, it depends on what you like. It depends on what you love. Some people say Addict by Christian Dior. I won't argue with you on that because I love both of them. But that's a fragrance that I would save and I would wear for, like, to me, Addict is like a fragrance that you wear for your first night with your husband or something. That's how hot Addict is. But this right here will put the whammy wham doozle on anybody. I'm telling you. Trust me when I tell you, Hypnotic Poison by Christian Dior will bless your life. Moving on to our next fragrance, Replica by Jazz Club. You guys know that I always talk about Maison Margiela. I love a good replica fragrance. I really like all of their fragrances. The funny thing about this is actually a gentleman's fragrance. I told you I love unisex fragrances. I love men's scents. Not that I want to be one because I'm all girl and then some. I'm a little bit too girly sometimes. But this is thebomb.com. And I've had this for a while. And you can see I barely have any juice missing. Barely have any juice missing out of this. Because I just like to say, look how pretty the juice is. Look at this. Look how it moves around in the bottle. I'm telling you right now. It's my thing. My thing. Okay, so let me tell you just a little bit about what's in this fragrance so that you'll have an idea. If you don't have this in your collection, if you've never smelled this one, you may end up liking this or buying this for your significant other. But I'm telling you, ladies, if you love fragrances, he may not get this one. Jazz Club by Maison Margiela is a leather fragrance for men. I've shared on several occasions with you guys that I love a leather note in my fragrances, either leather or suede. That's me. This is for men. Jazz Club was launched back in 2013. And if you're thinking, did you buy that for somebody and then they acted bad and then you ended up keeping it for yourself? No, I bought this for myself. Okay. And I wear this on myself. The notes behind this fragrance is Eleanor Massenet. Your top notes are pink pepper. You can smell it when you spread out, but it's a rich pink pepper. It's not that pink pepper. You know how some fragrances have that pink pepper note in them and it tickles your nose and makes you feel like you got to sneeze and it activates your allergies and the back of your throat starts itching. Top quality pink pepper. It has neroli in it, which I love, and lemon in your top notes. Your middle notes are rum cocktails, anyone. It's got Java vetiver oil, clary sage. Your base notes are a tobacco leaf. I think I was sharing with you all about a fragrance that I found at Rainbow for Men that had a little bit of a tobacco leaf scent in it. And it's a really sweet note. And that's what this has in it. Not like your ashtray cigar butt type of a scent. No, the actual leaf is sweet. Then it has vanilla bean and styrax in this. This is so beautiful. I already sprayed something on, but I haven't sprayed this on in a while. This is so beautiful. This is divine. I'm telling you. This is... You know how... I don't know how many girls were girl dads growing up. But for the short period of time that my dad was on earth, I can remember like when he shaved or when he put his cologne on, that smell. And he had a couple that he used, and I'll always remember them. I know exactly what they are. I know exactly what they smell like. And this reminds me of that. You know how like you sneak and some of us girls will sneak and put a little bit of our dad's cologne on or something. You know, that type of a thing. And that's what this reminds me of, but on a higher end, like a better quality. But it's sexy and seductive enough for a woman to wear. This is so gorgeous. If you love, ladies, a leather note in your fragrances, and you love a little bit of neroli, a little bit of citrus, if you love a little bit of a tobacco and a little bit of vanilla bean in your cologne, get your nose on this. And if for nothing else, you will buy this for your lover. You may end up keeping it for yourself, and you may end up buying 2 bottles. I recommend getting 2 bottles. If these are the types of scents that you like, you're going to end up spraying out on his. I'm telling you right now, it is that delicious. It's just absolutely divine. I don't know what it is about this, but it's so sexy. It's a total turn on. I will tell you what I use with this to soften it up, to make sure that it's totally feminized when I wear it. If you're concerned with that, is I always wear something that has a little bit of a brown sugar, maybe a little bit of vanilla. I'm not a huge vanilla cream lover when it comes to lotions and creams, but even if you use like a little bit of cocoa butter or coconut oil with your lotions and creams when you moisturize, then it layers really beautifully with something like this. If you're concerned about that, you won't, if you don't like to smell manly, that's not what this gives you. It just gives you a really strong, sensuous, bold, sophisticated scent in a fragrance. I can't describe it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It has the perfect name, Jazz Club by Replica. You guys know by now that I always call the last fragrance on the list the Dame de Leon of them all. But all of these are Dame de Leon fragrances. I wouldn't come on and share them if they weren't everything. Because some of these I don't get any sponsorship from, so it doesn't help me any to big them up. But I love to share, and I'm a firm believer in when you share, you grow. And so I love it. And, I love people. I like being around people who love to share as well from the heart. It's a good thing because we exchange, right? And so thank you to all of my subscribers who have chimed in, who have said hello, who have come over to Instagram to meet me, and we can meet each other, or at least just follow one another. And thank you to all of my Instagram family who have come from Instagram over to YouTube to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. I really do, because you really don't have to subscribe to people's channels. And so I really, with all jokes aside, I greatly appreciate that. So thank you. And with that being said, I want to share my last sexy date night fragrance. You guys, I wore this fragrance the other day. I snuck out on this one. I snuck out the house with this one on. I woke up and I don't like to say I wasn't feeling my best, but I'm one of those people that wake up at night. Like, I'm alive after 6 p.m., right? And so you wouldn't be able to tell that by being around me, because I get up super, super early in the morning. I just, after years go on, you train yourself to go, right? No matter what. But I'm really a night owl. I love, I'm just alive at a certain day of the time of the day. So anyway, long and short, I snuck out the house in this perfume the other day. I said, girl, you never wear this. And so spray out on it and see, give it a test run and see what it's going to do for you. I want to tell you right now, This fragrance is not for the weak. It is not for the weak. This is not for one of those, if you don't know who you are as a woman, don't waste your time. Don't even come this way, because you gonna go back limping. And I promise you that this is not a fragrance for the weak. This is Elantis by Lancome. I think this was added to my collection probably around Mother's Day. What year? I don't know. But that's probably when. That's a real popular time when people add fragrances to their collection, right? Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, sometimes birthdays. What other time? Christmas. For me, I love November, because that's when they start putting out like little gift sets for fragrances, and you get some really good deals during that time of the year. Just so you guys know, you can find a lot of really good ones leading up to the holiday season, because that's when they set little gift sets out, and you can kind of find fragrances for the low. So anyway, the fragrance that I wanted to share with you guys is from the House of Lancome. I have shared my story, my short story with you guys about Lancome, and that I was once employed by Lancome. And I got that job on a humbug. It's, one day I'll come on and share how I actually got the job. And, but I didn't work for them very, very long, but I learned so much. And again, I fell in love with Lancome fragrances. And anytime they come out with something, I always try to get my hands on it now, now and again. But I always try to wait also for the either nectar or the intense version of something. And I don't talk about a lot of the fragrances in their house that I have in my collection, because I just don't. But this one right here, I sprayed this fragrance on, and it just did. If you love fragrances, you know where I'm coming from with this. It's more than just spraying on something so you smell good for the day. It was like a spiritual experience. It was beautiful. I could smell it. When I talked, I could smell it. When I, took a sip of my coffee, I would get a whiff of this. Just everything about this is just glorious in my opinion. And it smells so good that I ended up wearing it, I think, Sunday. And it was cool outside, and when I went for my little Sunday walk, I could smell this. Still just a really nice, sexy, sensuous scent. I wasn't trying to attract anyone, because I've already been gifted my love and my life, so I'm not worried about that. But sometimes you have to do things for yourself to just make yourself feel good. And I love a good smell good. This fragrance is so amazing, ladies. If you don't have it in your collection, and gentlemen, if you love juicy fragrances, if you love sexy, seductive fragrances, it is a Chefra floral fragrance. They say it's for women, of course, because it is more on the feminine side. But anyone who wants to wear this fragrance absolutely can. This fragrance is Idole Elantis. It was launched in 2020. Idole Elantis was created by Shyamala Masondu, Adriana Bendina Baez, and Indage El Garlanzek. Okay, your top notes are bitter orange and mandarin orange. If you love citrus, if you love juicy oranges, get your nose on this. They did their thing on this, you guys. Your middle notes are Turkish rose, Grasse rose, Egyptian jasmine, jasmine sambac. And then you've got more of that, and a little bit of musk in the middle is what I love to call your heart notes. Your base note is a cashmere wood. You've got patchouli in this, Madagascar, vanilla, acacia, cedar, and sandalwood. It has all of the right components to just make it like it was. This is such a beautiful fragrance. Lancome, you did your thing on this. I'm telling you right now, I need another bottle of this. I'm telling you, it's that gorgeous. And I want another bottle, and I'll tell you why. Because when they make masterpiece fragrances like this, a lot of times they kind of slide under the radar. Not a lot of people talk about fragrances like this. And this is one of those fragrances that either hit the top and stay around forever, or they discontinue it. So I need another bottle of this before that happens. It is that gorgeous. I love the way the bottle looks. I love the top of the bottle, what that's the cap. I love the way it's just everything about this I really do enjoy. It's nothing like purchasing something or being gifted a fragrance that just works well for you. It melts into your body chemistry. It smells absolutely amazing. It's sexy. It's not overdone. It's classy. It's seductive. Get you some. Again, this is Idole Elantis by Lancome. Okay, so I wanted to come on and share those sexy date night fragrances with you guys. Perfect for fall weather, perfect for winter, perfect for spring and summer. But these are beautiful for this time of the year. I have worn two of them since the weather has gotten cooler, and really enjoyed them. This is part 1 of my sexy date night and bedtime fragrances for fall, because I have so many more I want to come on and share with you guys. And we can't keep all of our secrets to ourselves. We have to share. This is your girl, Color Me Bad Lynn, saying thank you guys for watching. We will see you on the next video. God bless.